Hi everyone, my name is Sadaf Sayed. I'm I'm a graduate student with the Translational Research Program with the Institute of Medical Sciences. And our app today is Intellihaling. This is Yvonne and this is Mike. So the goal for our app today is to design an app which prevents asthmatic children from making preventable ER visits by identifying and managing asthmatic symptoms and also ensuring adequate supply of working inhalers. Parents are also able to monitor children's condition in real time, and it also allows for emergency services to be dispatched when patient symptoms are not manageable. Data collected is charted and used by parents to work with healthcare practitioners on preventative strategies. So the main functions of the app is to identify if the shortness of breath is due to asthma or not, step-by-step instructions on managing the symptoms at home, allowing for emergency services to be dispatched when a patient is having an asthma attack. Parents monitor a child's condition and frequency of inhaler usage remotely, and reminders for adequate supply of working inhalers are provided. And finally, charts allow for the peak flow and spirometer data to be recorded.
Okay, let's start a demo. So, where's another phone?
Did you press it twice?
Yeah.
Press it once. Don't touch it again.
Okay. So, let me introduce. She's Katie, a 14 teenage girl who have asthma, and this is Kate. He's a parent, and he wants to know his daughter's conditions. So, seems like you're feeling shortness of breath. Let's check if you really have an asthma. By clicking this asthma not button, we can start to check with the baseline assessment. So click on start buttons.
Since the notification pops up, I can instantly know that my child is using this app and she is suffering from the shortness of breath.
Okay, so we do the baseline assessment first. Please use your device's peak flow spirometer 3 times and tell me the number showing on that.
286.
286. Okay, and the FE1 number is?
78.
Okay, then we have to do the second step is to checking the heart rate. Let's put the fingers in front of the camera. Oh, the heart rate is 72. So the app gives out the result. You are been through a breathing difficulty. You have asthma symptom. So please inhale with the inhaler 2 puffs and wait for 1 minute. Okay, let's click to count down for 1 minute.
Now another notification pops up. According to the heart rate, speed of airflow, and volume of lung capacity, the app knows the patient is suffering from asthma. So Katie needs 2 puffs from the medicine.
Okay, so after using her medicine, she needs to check her lung condition again. So she used this spirometer 3 times again and tell me the number. Please tell me the number.
186 for the spirometer and 63 for the peak flow meter.
Okay, done. Then the app told you actually you are getting worse. You are still having asthma symptoms, so please use your inhaler again, 2 puffs, and wait for 1 minute. Okay, click to count down. And done.
Oh, she's getting worse. According to the procedure, she needs another 2 puffs of the medicine.
Okay, so after using this medicine, she needs to check his lung capacity again. So please use devices 3 times and tell me the number.
167 is a spirometer and 45 is a peak flow meter.
Okay, done.
oh my God, my child is in a really bad situation. Thank God the ambulance is on the way so she can get treatment in time.
Yes, actually, after you inhale 10 puffs of medicine, if your lung capacity is showing that you're still in a worse situation, the app will help you to call the emergency services as soon as possible, 911. So that was the, yes. And if in a situation that actually the patient's just feeling shortness of breath, but actually don't have asthma, so that was only go through the basement assessment. So please use your peak flow meters again and tell me the number.
.431 is a peak flow meter, a spirometer, and 92 is a peak flow meter.
Okay, then the baseline assessment including heart rate detecting too. Okay, the heart rate set is 36, and the app told you that you are breathing well, you do not need the inhaler, so you are good to go.
Although I got the notification saying that she is feeling uncomfortable, but it is not asthma, so she can continue her daily activities.
Yes. So besides the assessment and the management of asthma symptom functions, we also have chart functions. By entering it, both the parent and the child can see the latest record of the data change that you entered from the devices. This record could be a good reference for the doctor to know more about their patient and have a better managing conditions. So also you can see in the front page, they're also showing that the numbers of puffs left and the days expired. That was showing that how many puffs in the inhaler and how many days going to expire with the inhalers. So that if the puffs is under than 20 puffs and the day is less than 5 days, the app will also tell both the parent and the child that you should order a description or new inhaler again. You can reset this inhaler here and back to default setting 200 puffs and the 20 days expire. Also, we have a help is on the way. There's a red button. If you're feeling really a shortness of breath, you don't have time to do assessment, this will directly call the 911 emergency service to help you. Okay. So after demo, I want to introduce our structure of software. As you can see in the pictures, in the graph, the blue box is the resources input. The yellow box is showing the data output. The red one is data process and the storage. So there are three parts of resources that can be input. It's external device reading, heart rate detection, and the user to data input. Also for the output, you can for the instruction, the guideline for the children, and also notification for the parent.
You're gonna have to speak up.
Sorry. We have future works to do, and we can add a supplementary function called speech test, and the patient needs to read a certain sentence, and the app will assess the accuracy of and clarity, loudness, and time of the sentence and give more reliable outcome. And also we learned a lot from this class, and we'll keep on learning and improving our skills in the future. Thank you.
Okay, good to see the whole flow working. Use a pun, I suppose. It's nice to see the play acting of the parent, child, and the interlocutor, I guess. Just a few points for any time you're going to describe this next time. Make sure you don't. I would advise not spending so much time talking about what the function is, because it was repetitive. What you left out was something I think we've asked for before, which is tell us what the two measurements are. You never actually said that. You just spoke about them. I think that's really important. And I will comment, and maybe I should have said this to lots of other groups earlier. The software structure is not a repetition of the function. It should be a representation of the software itself. So what I saw in that block diagram was basically the same functionality represented, and then there's a chunk of thing that processes it. And it's sort of supposed to be the blocks of the software that you actually built. That's all I'll say we know. Dan?
Question about your future work. You referenced a speech test. Could you elaborate on how that ties into the goal of aiding people?
Yeah, so basically as part of the assessment for asthma, one of the assessments is the heart rate and the speech. So if a person can speak a complete sentence, that's fine. If they can only speak a couple of words, it's an indication that there's a problem. If they can only speak one word after long pauses, then there's a big problem.
I see.
So it's part of the assessment. And the same with heart rate. If the heart rate is above 200 beats per minute, then that's an indication that there's a problem right off the bat. So you don't even go through the assessment at that point.
Thanks.
How often when a kid will require one puff or one round of this treatment,
So this-
would he then be fine after versus would like need to go to the hospital? Like what's the follow-up? on
So
that?
basically, this is taken as needed.
Yeah.
So the patient, a child should have it with them at all times.
Yeah, so the question was how often, if they take one puff,
Yes.
will they end up having to go to the hospital?
It depends on their, the severity of the symptoms. So
Is that
Okay
one?
to say you don't know.
no, basically, if it's severe, we would go
No,
through.
he's not asking for the conditions under which you
Right.
would go or wouldn't go. He's asking what are the statistics of the incidence. So when a million kids
So
have
what tends to happen is patients end up in the hospital without managing it at home. So this app allows patients,
No. You're not listening to the question.
yeah,
Let's try it one more time. Then he wants to know how often in the general population, when they do this, they end up in difficulty and have to go to the hospital.
so
Does that
it's,
make- do you
it's a
understand?
high percentage of patients, I don't know the numbers,
Well,
but
that's fine. That's all you
yeah,
need to say,
yeah,
actually, rather
but
than anything
patients
else.
do end up in Emerge because they don't know how to manage it. And they use, when you go to Emerge, they use these treatment mechanisms.
It's okay. Actually, I had one more question I wanted to ask, which was, did something change in the middle of your skit where the person went to Emerge, but then they were okay? Were they okay in Emerge, or was that a different?
That's a different scenario.
It was a different. I just missed
Yeah,
the
there were
change.
two different scenarios.
Okay. Any questions from the audience? Yeah.
First of all, it was a very good experience. And my question is, have you looked into ways to directly send the data from that device to the phone?
We have considered that. In fact, that was something we thought about right in the beginning, of having a Bluetooth connection with the inhaler and the phone app.
Yeah.
But it's just not feasible for us to do at this point. It's something, you know, if we could do that, that would be the ideal setup.
Okay, thank you.